Hey guys, welcome to Approach the Nerd. It is Maria Park, and we are here to talk about the last episode of the Flash Armageddon crossover. And this episode has made me question why I watched any of it to begin with. I already see a comment that I absolutely agree with, so I'm just going to say it. This crossover is Crisis on Infinite Poop's son, Armageddon Poop. I could not have said it better myself. I don't understand what just happened. I have come to the conclusion that every crossover in the Arrowverse should be canceled going further. Just forward out, just cancel all of them because they have not been able to do a successful one since Crisis. Elseworlds was okay. I mean, there are specific ones that were kind of cool, but now they just suck. And I mean, I just need them to stop beating the poor dead horse. Just stop. If you do not know how to write your regular series, please do not be ambitious enough to incorporate those that come in and out of the episode for purposes who really obviously no one knows why, and then move on. Honestly, Alex and let's just put it out there, Ryan Wilder and Ray, and really none of them should have been involved in this crossover. I mean, have Damien Dark, that's fine, but I don't understand. I really don't. So let's just do a very short review of what happened in the 5th episode. So Barry is back. It takes place right where episode 4 kind of left off when he's on the phone with Joe. We actually see it from Joe's perspective. So now we finally see Joe again. Joe is back. And, Barry's like there in an instant because he's the Flash, and he's hugging him, and he's like got tears in his eyes, and he's like, you were dead. And, Thawne created another Flashpoint and tried to take over my life, and he killed you. And Joe's like, well, sorry you had to go through that. And then of course Damien Dark is behind him, and Joe asked the obvious question, why is there a supervillain in my living room? I mean, that is a very, it's a very direct and as far as I'm concerned, accurate way of asking this question. And Damon's like, right now I'm not here to do anything bad, I'm just a father. And they just leave it at that. And I love how Barry has put his full confidence and faith and trust into this man after, if you really think about it, he has the time stone and he just gives it to him. He didn't know if he was actually going to go and try and save his daughter. He loves his daughter, and he helped the Flash because, I mean, obviously Damien does love Nora, but I mean, he could have just been like, I also could go mess some shit up with this time stone, and you just put it in my hand. And I love how Joe was looking at Barry like, the hell? I'm like, whatever. Anyway, so Damien wants a time stone. He's trying to figure out why he thinks he's going to fade away. Barry gives him the time stone, and he figures out he's going to fade away and that Nora is going to take his place. Now, I'm going to say this with, I know we're still recapping. The whole thing with Nora confuses the shit out of me. It actually makes me more confused than what the MCU did when they tried to explain freaking timelines and diversions with Captain America. It makes zero sense what the hell just happened in this episode, because what you're telling me is that everybody's on this prime Earth, and then we have the Legends, which they travel back and forth through time. But as far as I'm concerned, they're going through time on the same Earth. They were not really in space until they were dealing with the aliens and Gary and Kira and all that crap. But they were still on the same Earth, just going back and forth through time. So by you retconning and having Nora Dark now appear in Central City, you're saying that Barry, when he created yet another, I guess, Flashpoint or reverse Flashpoint or whatever the hell he did, it's almost like you retconned Ray and Nora's marriage. Because how was Nora there if she's supposed to be out dressed as the freaking, Princess Tooth Fairy, saving all of these children and married to Ray? I am so effing confused on what the hell they're doing in the Arrowverse. So I am so effing tired. My head hurts. I literally was going to review this yesterday. I had a doctor's appointment this morning. I'm sorry it took a very long time today, guys. I was going to do it earlier this afternoon, but I didn't get home until like an hour ago. So it's that. But last night I looked at my spouse and I'm like, there's no way. There's no fucking way I can do this because it's too damn stupid. I will literally I'm trying not to have high blood pressure. So I'm like, I can't talk about this when it's this fresh. But I'm gonna let you know there is some angry grandma today because I'm tired of them force feeding us bullshit. And this is exactly what this was. This was a useless effing crossover. So, okay. So moving on. The police station. They always show these two women too, which got to give it to them. These extras they're cool. The extra cops. These two women are always the ones that are being attacked by somebody. So you got to give them props for still going to work. But so of course, Thawne shows up and attacks the police, to try and draw Barry out because he wants witnesses because he wants the Barry to save his life. And this is where it all gets really effing stupid to me. Okay. So Thawne goes to Barry to save him because of what Thawne did and what Barry did to undo it. Literally, it is making him disappear. It is wiping him from the timeline. And once he's wiped completely from the timeline, he no longer exists. So Caitlyn's like, you know what? I'm fine with that, because of course she's pissed because Ronnie was killed when really Ronnie didn't have to die because Thawne was the reason all of this, the particle exploded, the accelerator exploded. He could have gotten Ronnie out because again, he's a speedster. I mean, she blames him for the past 8 years of her fiance being dead. And honestly, she's not wrong. And so she's like, I'm not going to save you. I mean, you did it to yourself. Snap, snap. And of course, Barry and Iris were kind of like, okay, that's cool. Cecile, who completely 180, because she was like a viper on Iris the last episode, or I think it was the episode before last, where she was like in her feelings and Joe was dead, and she was like absolutely she was acting batshit crazy, honestly. She now is the voice of reason again, and it's like, no, maybe we should rethink this. And of course, we have Chester P and Allegra saying, well, we don't have the history that you have with Thawne, so I don't think we should kill people. And then Joe of all people literally calls Barry and Iris in, like they were like in high school and they got grounded, like, I don't know, sneaking out of the house or smoking pot or something. He was in full dad mode. And honestly, he pissed me off a little bit. And I always loved Joe. But what they wrote for him, how he was going off saying if anybody destroys the family, it's going to be you. I'm like, what the hell does somebody have to do? It's not like they're going to kill him. They were just going to let him fade away. Like their children fade away, like the previous Nora faded away, like excess faded away. But like, he's like, oh, well, no, we don't do this. We save people. We don't kill people. I was like, I'm about to jump out this damn window. I swear to God. Mia Smoke was there because her brother got taken. She's got like the stone that's connected to some kind of, I don't know. They got some records of it in Germany. It was very vague. I was in my feelings. I don't care. But William, who was taken, and she's been searching for him for 2 years. And she's been like basically tracking all the different time anomalies, I guess, throughout time, trying to find him. And it led her to Central City and led her to Thawne. And I will tell you this, girl has no fear because she was hardcore going against the speedsters. I got to give her props for that. But Mia was like, kill his ass. Everybody. I'm screaming at the damn TV. Let him go. I mean, let Elsa be in your head. Sing the song. Do whatever the hell you have to do. Let him go. But, Joe was in his feelings. So then they were like, we need to save him. And now we're going to take away his speed. And I'm like, please tell me that the past 4 episodes before this was all just to get to this point where we debate on whether or not we're going to let Thawne, who started this shit in the first place, disappear. If I didn't love you guys and thank you for your support of my channel and love talking to you guys in streams, you know what I would have done? This would have been my review. I would have come here. I would have said, start. And then I just would have walked away. And then nothing would have been here because that is how I feel about this. It isn't even worth fucking talking about. I am so serious right now. I am tired of the bullshit of this. I'm tired of it. I am tired of it. I am terrified because we got a kind of teaser of Naomi. We know Stargirl is still good. I'm really looking forward to Superman and Lois, but these 3 shows, and Legends, which I don't even consider part of the damn Arrowverse, cannot save the Flash or fucking Batwoman. And they keep putting Flash in the center and making it like the overall representation of the Arrowverse, when in reality, it should not be on anymore. It's too fucking stupid. I cannot. Oh, Lord have mercy. Guys. So, long story short, Iris has a talk with Mia about, we don't kill here. And I know something else is going on with you, and yada, yada, yada. And Mia's like, yes, my brother's missing for 2 years, and you guys are dumb because the guy that's like literally effing up your life and has effed up your life is basically right there fading away, and you guys are trying to save him because you're dumb. So yeah, I agree with that. And then I know there are going to be people that review this, and people that probably watch this are going to be in their feelings. And I know I'll probably lose more subs again, guys. It's what it is. I feel like this show is not a superhero show. This show is a pilot for Care Bears, because that is literally what it is. Now, in the comics, heroes always battle morality all the effing time, to kill, to not kill. But at the end of the day, when it's somebody like Thawne who can do such epic shit, I mean, hello. And then let's be clear about some more stuff, okay? Not only is the timeline confusing as hell to me right now with the whole Nora thing, and like it makes no sense now, I also have a question about what's going on with Despero, because Despero is supposed to be on, I don't know, a Kryptonian level. And then you got the Flash using lightning to throw a car at him. And I'm like, okay, if Barry was this effing OP, then why the hell didn't he do this in episodes 1 and 2? Before he even went to Jefferson to have his speed removed? Why didn't he do this when him and Ray were fighting him, and Ray literally had to shrink down to send Despero off? If he had this much power and he was this strategic and this much, basically clout, what were we wasting our time for? Despero wasn't a threat. This takes me back to Anti-Monitor and Alex and the rest shooting him with damn guns. It is so effing stupid. It drives me crazy. The not killing coming from Joe is annoying because he's a cop. And I know for a fact when you're a cop, even though you don't want to, sometimes you have to take a life. They were not killing him. They were not strapping him down. They were not torturing him to death. They were not taking his ass out. They weren't lethally injecting him with anything. They were letting him weep what he effing sowed. They were letting the timeline do its job. And then what did Joe say? Yeah, if you do this, then he won't be the one destroying our family. You will. You know what I would have said? All right, peace out, daddy. I'm like, hope to see you at Christmas, but Thawne gone. I do not understand why they had this character be that damn angry. I mean, hell, Iris has killed people before. She whole ass killed Savitar. Guys, I cannot explain to you. How stupid this crossover was. It really was the child of Crisis on Infinite Poop. It's like they took Crisis, where they obviously didn't know what the hell they were doing, and they're like, how can we expand this throughout the Arrowverse and then really make it stick? I know, we'll have this Armageddon crossover, which will also make levels of no sense. And then it's almost like they retconned people's relationships, because I'm still concerned about Ray and Nora now still being together, because I don't understand how Nora Dark is there, but yet Nora's married to Ray. And technically, all of the Earths technically all of the Arrowverse Earths besides Stargirl are all supposed to be Prime Earth now. So does that mean there are 2 Noras? How the hell does that work? The Nora that died in the Thawne, time that he created when he made his own. So we'll say Thawne or reverse Flashpoint. So how the hell does it matter if this Nora is? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any Damien Dark should have been in this world on Prime Earth and met the Nora of this Earth. And then way she can see her dead daddy and dead daddy can see her. It makes no sense, guys. None of this shit makes sense to me. I do not understand. And let's talk about the ending of this. We see Bart and Nora basically in a picture at GCPD in the background. And then for the trailer that they showed, they are going throughout time because of course they effed up the timeline too, because like daddy like kids, right? I mean, why not? We are going to see Eddie, but Eddie's probably not going to see anybody else because I don't even think this is the same Earth. And so now I am so effing confused. None of this makes effing sense. None of it makes sense. It's like they couldn't decide what they wanted to do, so they watched an episode of Doctor Who. And then they turn around and watch Back to the Future. And then they watch, basically Endgame. And they're like, let's incorporate all of it so it doesn't make sense to anyone. And then we don't have to effing explain it. And you know what? They don't. I just... It's so sad when you have characters that have potential. Like you have potential to do good, but you choose to be stupid. And I don't know why the writers are stupid. I don't get it. Are they like, do they have the writers sitting at a table with chains and shackles like they're on a boat and they're rowing, but instead of rowing, they're writing, and let's just write something down so they'll let us go home. I mean, what the hell is happening in the writer's room that they thought this was good? What? I don't understand. The whole thing of bringing Batwoman in and bringing Alex in, and having them come in to do one little fight scene. Technically, yeah, really. Actually, Ryan was only really there to do a little fight scene, to knock Barry down, and then to give relationship advice to Iris, and then talk about having a baby or adopting a baby with Sophie. She was there, so we knew that sometime in the future that Ryan and Sophie, the Bat Chaser, # were going to be what I already said they were going to be at the end of season 2. Again, stupid. What was the point? What was the effing point? Why didn't they call Superman? He's on the same Earth. He could have gone to the Hall of Justice. They were doing injustice. Don't you think some more people should know what's going on? Yes, I really love seeing Jefferson. I love Static. Or not Static. Well, I do love Static Shock. I love Black Lightning. But I mean, I can't wrap my mind around the fact that this man was going to take Barry's powers and there was nobody else there. Like nobody else was counseled about this. I mean, how many times have you watched Young Justice, for instance, or the Justice League, anything? And it's literally a panel discussion. But yet in the Arrowverse, one person makes a choice, calls another person, and that's just it. And then everybody's just cool with it. I do not understand why in the hell we had to have that. Why bring in Ryan Choi just so we could see his suit and use his abilities one time? Because mostly all he did was cock block. That's literally his entire role. He's probably another character, I had to say, has extreme character assassination attached to his name. So pointless. The cameos in these crossovers, whenever they announce cameos, I'm going to say, I don't care. Because I saw it, the Crisis on Infinite Earth, the cameos weren't shit. They were 10 seconds. And you had, Kevin, Conroy, who I love as our animated Batman, loved him for years. I love him as a voice actor. He's been in a lot of things that I really respect him for. And even though I like the storyline of him being bad, it's like he was not enough to save the confuckery that was Crisis on Infinite Poop. And nothing, and I'm going to say this again, guys, so you can hear me clearly, nothing is saving Armageddon for me. Not one damn thing. Nothing. Not even Ryan Choi coming back. God bless him. He needs to work. Nothing. Absolutely effing nothing has saved this for me. This was one of the shittiest. This rivals Crisis for me. Shittiest damn crossovers I've ever seen. No. So yeah, this is why I didn't do this review yesterday, because it would have been worse. And I didn't have any tea. I was out. So that's a thing. But hey, Rick Cosnet's coming back in 2022. Maybe for a scene, maybe for a whole episode, where he probably will it'll either be Iris and them of his Earth, so they won't be related to them, or we won't see anybody but him and the kids. Despero is obviously very effing weak. So good on you, dude. You show promise of being badass. I mean, you're a whole ass supervillain in the comics. But Barry got in his feelings and decided to use his powers to throw lightning and throw a car at you. And apparently that was enough to take somebody with Kryptonian strength down. Just saying. I think one of the funniest moments for me, though, is when Barry asks Thawne finally why he hates him. And he's like, well, I worked because I admired you and made my own speed, and I was going to go announce it to the world. And then you showed up and saved everybody and took my thunder. And I'm like, what? Like, okay. But hey, at least we didn't have the cosmic treadmill in this, because that played a big role in the actual Thawne in the comics and how they met. And we have no mention of Professor Zoom. There's nothing. There's no correlation with anything. But again, they've retconned the children. They've retconned the grandchildren. They made Wally Iris's, brother instead of her nephew. They made Linda date Barry when they should have not even been the same age. That's actually Wally's future wife. So, I mean, if you think about all the stuff that they've completely took a dump on, the backstory of Thawne and why he actually hates Barry, that's no shock to me. I mean, there's only a tiny snigget, like a little tiny nugget of truth in it. Like, yeah, he was obsessed with Barry Allen in the comics. He was a whole ass scientist who wanted to have his powers. He actually went, if I remember, he had plastic surgery to make himself look like Barry in the comics. That is how crazy he was. So instead of him taking Wells's life, he actually took Barry's life early on in Silver Age comics. So, but you know what? I just don't care anymore. I don't give a shit anymore. I am tired. I am effing tired. And if I do review The Flash in 2022, guys, again, it is only for you, because I promised that I would do a full Arrowverse experience in our weekly recaps, because I can't stand this damn show. I hate it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't like this show. It sucks. Not the actor's fault. There's no hate against them. The writing on this show makes me physically sick. So it's pointless. It's stupid, and I can't stand it. And that's how I feel about all of that. All right. So let's jump into questions, because I just, all right. This is the first time in a while where Joe annoyed me. I get it. I understand on a basic level. He does, we don't want to kill anybody. But I guess why I'm so upset is they weren't killing him. They just weren't doing anything to save him, because the timeline was going to take him out. But he did it to himself. He did this. And I don't know. What if Thawne had killed Cecile? Would Joe have still had that same, opinion? Would he be? Why was he so mad? He was like angry mad. Like, I'm talking like angry grandma mad. I don't understand what happened to Joe in this episode. It's really weird. Let's see. Leave time travel storylines to Legends of Tomorrow. I agree with you. Maybe they should have had Legends of Tomorrow writers in the writer's room, so they can be like, that's not what we do. Now, to be fair, though, they've been a little bit weird with the extras. Like, I'm still keep going back to the scene with Zari in the wig shop, and, she getting all the racism, and then you see a black man talking and walking and hanging out with a white woman, and through the window, and I'm like, nah, that's not what would have happened in that time era. So sometimes they get it a little wrong, too. That confused the hell out of me. The timeline in general for this entire crossover, especially after Barry undid the Flashpoint, is confusing as shit. It makes no sense. I love how when Damian gave the time stone to, Joe, he said, I have a feeling you're going to need it in the future. What the hell is that about? Does he need it because of what's going to happen with his daughter? Is his daughter going to die? Because Iris technically was supposed to die a long time ago. Or is it something to do with his grandkids? Who knows? What they really need to do, though, I mean, you guys probably should really agree with me. I said this before. We should figure out where Cecile's other daughter is. Was she rewritten during Crisis? Did Lois and Clark get a whole ass other son and Cecile lost a daughter? Because now she only talks about baby Jenna. They don't talk about her older daughter at all. So, like I said, she was Judy family mattered. Joe annoying, Mia annoying. It was too much. Yeah, Mia. It's so hard for me with what's her name? Catherine McNamara, I think is her name. Because I really loved her in Shadowhunters. I loved her as Clary. And then Mia, she just annoys the shit out of me. But she did make some interesting points. She called out the fact that most of the team and they're just dumb. I'm like, they just really are. It should have been 4 parts. This felt tacked on. Hell, the whole thing was feeling tacked on. Really, it should have only been 1 episode. It's aggravating that they made it look like they were going to kill Thawne. That was nature running its course. Let him go. Now he's going to come back and everything he does is their fault. Yep. Everything he does is their fault. If he kills people that are outside of the team, innocent lives that are lost are now going to be on them. And also going to be on Joe for guilting them into it. It's was William kidnapped before Crisis or after? I forgot. Who the hell knows? I have no idea. No idea. Mercenary saying after. I think they did a special episode for Green Lantern. Lord, I'm losing my mind, guys. This is what's happening to me. Green Arrow and the Canaries. But their show did not get picked up. So I don't remember if this was part of that. It probably was. It's been a minute. Or if this is something that was going to happen and it's just a scene from the pilot that we didn't get. I don't know. Angry grandma mode activated. I'm telling you, I need a morphine or henshin scene and everything. Music. I'm tired. I am tired. If I could just take this crossover and just like get a Megazord or Gundam or something and just stomp it, to death, I would. It's like, seriously. I would like to put this crossover where Thawne was and then just let it go. Just let the timeline take it because it's so effing stupid. I can't. Didn't Iris kill Savitar? Oh, yes. Yes, she did. Thank you. She absolutely did. Yep. And I love Joe, but was this the same man who was willing to kill Harrison Wells in season 2? I mean, right? He even said, you think I don't want him dead? Okay. Let it go. I don't understand. Why? I mean, they weren't killing him. They just were. It's like Caitlin, like, I don't have to lift the finger to help your ass. Oh, it's so annoying. Bad writing, I guess. Yes, not I guess. It's bad writing. They took away someone's power without their consent. Someone they brought up in earlier seasons. Oh, they did bring that up. And you know what? See, you have to understand. This is what I've also learned about Arrowverse specifically. But it actually can apply to other CW shows. Don't get me wrong. But specifically in the Arrowverse. Previous seasons are like Las Vegas. What happens in the previous season stays in the previous season. We don't bring it forward and we don't talk about it ever again. We don't talk about it. Not worth talking about. Didn't happen. So if you're looking for continuity, you're looking at the wrong thing. I'm sorry. You're not going to find it here. Love how they made this Sparrow seem like a huge threat, but in the end, he was a minor villain. He was a bitch. I'm going to get demonetized for this, guys, because I don't care. I don't care. They made him a bitch. There was no point to him at all. They just wanted to use CG a few times to see if they could do it. That's literally it. He was literally a CG experiment. That's what he was. I can get behind Joe being against, but why was he so angry? Right? Why was he so? He was like grandma angry. Angry grandma came out through. It's like I was watching this and he like was channeling me. Like, I don't know what the hell happened. It was really weird. Thawne gone. Yes, this should be on an actual shirt. I'm telling you. Thawne's been white from the timeline before. This is nothing new for him. True, but they did point out that if he was gone from this timeline, because apparently this is the permanent timeline, which I don't know why you can't just make another whole ass flashpoint, that he would just be gone. So like, okay. But I mean, even if you think about it, in the comics, he used the cosmic treadmill to go forward in time because he wanted to meet the Flash. And then it's when he found out that he was actually killed by the Flash and that he was going to become Professor Zoom. So technically speaking, he could still go from where he is in the past, because just because you wipe him out now does not mean his other, unless they're trying to say his existence is completely wiped out, then that doesn't make any sense. Because then that would mean that Barry's mother wasn't killed and all the people that he hurt and killed were not affected by him. Eddie would still be alive. I mean, none of this makes any effing sense. Like, none of it makes sense at all. So yeah, he could still technically, his past self could go visit the future and be like, oh, hell no, and then do stuff in the past again. Oh, Lord. Why didn't he? Okay. If you don't want Barry Allen to get powers, don't prevent him from being struck by lightning. You just take him out when he's a kid. Why didn't he do that? He's crazy enough to kill this kid. I don't understand it. I don't understand why that was not something that he would have done instead. In lieu of going and saying, I'm going to stop you from becoming a speedster. Why did you not just go take him out when he was young? If he's not alive, he can't become a speedster. Guys, it's like they're not trying. So many plot holes. Yes, I'm so confused. Join the club. Plus, what about the negative still force? They just forgot about it. They didn't forget. They just didn't talk about it. See, that's another thing that happens. They don't forget it. They just don't mention it, hoping that you forget it so they don't have to write something about it. That's what that's about. If the writer of the Arrowverse, as long as I don't mention something, maybe they won't remember it. I'm like, Bart and Nora screw up the timeline as well. I mean, keep it in the family. Which crossover do you like the most? Elseworlds, Crisis, or Waste of Time? This one. Elseworlds. I liked Elseworlds. Crisis on Infinite Poop sucked Crisis on Infinite Poop ass. And this is the child. Crisis impregnated itself and spat this out. That's literally what happened. And those golden boots were so overhyped. Yeah. Also, how disconnected Thawne from the negative Speed Force stops him from being erased. So maybe the theory is, if he wasn't a speedster, you know what? That's a damn good question. That is a damn good question. Because quite frankly, when Damien Dark gave the time stone up, he faded away. And then Nora was there in his place, which means technically speaking, the timeline doesn't care about you having abilities. It cares about you being in the right place. And Thawne should have been erased. I just can't. I can't. What's happening? Which Crisis? There were two of them. Mercenary. Jermaine is talking about the CW version, not the comic version. This was the writer's first draft without oversight and editing. Like, this was a fanfic they found. No, they found a couple of fanfics and just put them all together without proofreading. I'm so salty that Ryan wasn't there in the present. Also, my girl Alex being wasted. And Kara and Martian Manhunter are off-world. You could have at least brought Martian Manhunter in. I mean, that's just stupid. This event was so underwhelming. The only good thing was the guest cameos, because that's what they were. They were cameos. 30 seconds. Plus, you know that Desparo and the Uberbard will return. But will we care? I mean, honestly, you know what's so disappointing about the Flash Armageddon is that they did not have the Armageddon part for their series. They survived it, and The only good thing is that it's over. It's over. And I get a reprieve from watching this shit until 2022. I'm very happy about this. I have no idea how happy I am. I'll have to watch this crap. I don't want to think about it. When the moment this series opens, I can't drink alcohol, but I want to drink. So it's just sad. And apparently they opened the door for Mia as well. Yeah, because they're like, Mia, you basically would be friends with our kids who are popping in and out through time all the time. Now, can I say something about that? Telling somebody from the future that your future children are popping in and out of time is kind of, I don't know, irresponsible, because the three people that are from the future may not have the same future or not have the same experiences in the future, which they shouldn't. And so they might spoil each other with shit or get confused about something or cause something to happen by opening their mouths. So, yeah, Also, where did the negative speed force go? That's my answer. Let's see. Also, Thawne's origin story was different in season 1. Thawne's origin story and Thawne in general are different, period. Like I said, like whatever happens in one season does not apply to the rest of the Arrowverse. So it's basically every season is a trip to Vegas. If you really respect that, you will never be upset, because I'm not going to find continuity at all. Stargirl still is doing really well. For me, is doing really well. Continuity wise, Black Lightning did a pretty good job. I can't talk about Batwoman. That's a whole other experience. I kind of feel like Superman and Lois, even though continuity wise, it still doesn't make sense why they have twins. But it's Crisis. I don't know. I really don't know why. Honestly, even though I'm still convinced, and I need to kind of have a little bit of it with Jordan, a Brightburn moment. I'm convinced that Jonathan will get powers and Jordan will turn evil, and they will be the twins that battle each other. Brightburn versus Superboy. I mean, that would be a very cool story. How to get my brother and talk him off the ledge, but I just for sure believe within my soul and my heart that the continuity in Superman and Lois, as long as they have HBO giving them a bigger budget, they will be fine. But the moment they drop that budget, they are fucked. I'm just saying it there. And having Steel there and now Baby Steel and not going to save it. So, but again, if we're going to talk about shows that I am okay with, operative word is okay. I'm okay with Superman and Lois. I'm okay with Stargirl. And I have hope for Naomi. Please don't fuck that show up. And I love Legends. But again, Legends to me is not the Arrowverse. It never will be. So there's that. But The Flash and Batwoman, I can't. I cannot. I cringe when I have to watch these shows. I literally say the most ridiculous effing plot I can think of. And then they do it, especially on Batwoman. And I'm like, I can't. I can't do that. It's like they're listening to me and I don't like it. I feel like I owe people an apology. So, I mean, at least they kept Eobard's obsession with Barry. True. But in a very milked down and stupid way. I mean, this brings me back to, I told you guys, and you literally can see it. It's a very funny old video I did on my channel. If you want to know how I feel about what they said, go watch my Midsummer Murders review. It's basically, Midsummer Murders is a British show that's been going on for over 20-something years. And it's basically this county called Midsummer. And within it, they have all these little villages in the UK. And all these people do is kill each other. Now, the first 12 seasons, they're mostly all white. There's all white people. And then they start introducing minorities. I think in season 13, I believe. It might be 12 or 13. And they kill each other over stupid shit. Your pie. I made a pie. And I thought your pie was going to win the contest. So, of course, I hit him upside the head with a baseball bat. But then I had to kill 2 other people because they witnessed it. And then I killed the mailman because I thought he knew it too. And it's just this is what this is literally what it felt like listening to Thawne talk to Barry. It's like, of course I want to kill you and take you out because I was going to be in the spotlight and you saved people. And then that was my moment. That was my time to shine. And you took that from me. And now I'm crazy as shit. I'm like, and Barry's like, oh no, you're a sociopath. And that was it. All this buildup for the Flash's biggest arch nemesis, the person who killed his mama, made his daddy go to jail, and was nothing, he just basically an obstacle and a shitstorm in his life. And this is literally, that's it. That was it. Off topic, have you heard Gotham Knights in development for the CW? It will be written by the same writers. No. Oh, hell no. 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 Please, no. Please, no. No. Oh, no. No. Oh, for fuck's sake, no. Can we boycott? Can we do a petition to stop that shit? We cannot have Gotham Knights be written by the Batwoman writers. Please, no. Don't they have a conscience? They need to be visited by those spirits that Scrooge got because something is wrong. No. Put this series out of its misery with that iconic Spike Spiegel bang. Yes, I agree with that. I see my spouse is in here. Yes, sweetie. Midsummer Murders is the best. Kevin said, yeah, Midsummer Murders is a treat. It's out of its damn mind. We fall asleep to it every night. We do. When we want to go to sleep at night, we put this show on. And what better way to go to sleep than a bunch of British white people killing each other? No way, baby. That might be a little weird. But yeah, overall, if I hadn't said it before, I'm saying it now, guys. This crossover was not a crossover. This was an extended episode that was just full of shit. Like it was underwhelming. It was so underwhelming. It wasn't even whelming. It was just stupid. Despero was milked down as they do with powerful people in this universe, like cough, cough, Martian Manhunter, Mr. Terrific. Let's just keep going down this line of people they assassinate. I just really feel like the people that are in the CW writers room for the Arrowverse should be retconned. They should literally Crisis on Infinite Earths them. They should be replaced. And if it's not the writers doing it, which it is partly their fault, and the producers are at blame, get rid of the producers and get all new producers because they suck. Maria gets worse. The adopted child of Bruce Wayne will be teaming up with the villain kids to fight crime. Does it shock you? Killer Frost. Technically for a little while vibe. I mean, do we need to go down the magical row of people that they've effed up? CW Gotham Knight is going to be bad. Why can't we get the writers from Stargirl and Superman and Lois? Because they don't have the budget. Well, maybe it'll be like Powerpuff Girls and it'll like fail before it gets to the network. The pilot will fail because that just sounds really stupid. I mean, really stupid. If you really want somebody to watch something, just give everybody a free pass to watch Titans. I mean, you don't need to do this. You don't need to do any of this shit. You don't need to make this show. Gotham Knight is stupid. It's stupid. So yeah, there's that. I don't even think they have an outline. Like I literally, I cannot remember who said this to me, but somebody said, and it may have been on our last Arrowverse recap, they posted that they read an article where the writers of Supergirl admitted that they stopped doing storyboards, that they literally just assumed that each other and guest writers or whatever that came in knew what was happening. And I don't think they're the only ones. I think everybody's doing this. I think everybody in the writer's room is just like not outlining anything. And this is all the result of them not outlining and not detailing anything happening in this universe. You get plot hole after effing plot hole, stupid plot after stupid plot. villains that are built up for 5 seconds. It's almost like if you're a Power Ranger fan, they bring in the 6th Ranger in that one episode where they're introduced, they are badass, and then the rest of the time they get their asses handed to them. This is literally what happens in the Arrowverse. It is annoying, and I'm just so effing tired of it. I'm tired of it. This review that you're getting right now is going to be the 180 of what I do when we do our Hawkeye one. And I'm combining episodes 4 and 5 because I didn't get to do 4 this week. So I'm going to do it tomorrow. So we're going to have it tomorrow, probably around 1 p.m. I don't have any plans. I don't have any doctor appointments. So everything should go as planned tomorrow for 1 p.m. I'm going to set it for 1 p.m. tomorrow because tomorrow is Thursday and I'm pretty open. So that is going to happen. And we're going to have a really good discussion about episodes 4 and 5 and all of the coolness that happened in Hawkeye. Because Hawkeye picked up, just like I said it was going to happen in 4 and 5. We're getting to the end. I think there's only 6 episodes. So now we're getting to it. And they did something really cool in today's episode. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow. But I'm just letting you know that Angry Grandma will not be making an appearance tomorrow because I actually like what they did. This shit. I mean, honestly, if I wanted to stay monetized for this video, we know what I would do. I would say, The Flash Armageddon came on. I did not like it. And this is the end of the review. And it would have been like 10 seconds long. It would have been the fastest stream you've ever been in because I had nothing worthwhile to say. My mother told me if I didn't have anything good to say about something, then don't say anything at all. So I can't say anything. There you go. But I tried. I tried to find something. I guess if I'm going to say something good, well, at least we got Joe back. And at least we got to see Ryan Choi. But did we? I mean, he wasn't the same Ryan that they had in Crisis. And he was already the Atom. So what did we really see? And why didn't Barry question any of this shit when he was back? Like, especially with Batwoman. Does he know that Kate's dead? Or not really dead. She's not dead. She's off looking for Bruce for some damn reason. But does he know about Kate not being Batwoman anymore? Does the rest of the Justice League, I don't know what the hell they're calling themselves, the heroes of the Hall of Justice, do they know? Because I guess they don't check on each other. I mean, again, Black Lightning was free to just take Barry's powers without any oversight from the rest of the damn team or rest of the league. So, I mean, you really could do whatever you want, I guess, which is interesting because if you watch Stargirl, the Justice Society of America all had to take votes on shit, but they don't do this in this world. In the Arrowverse version with the Flash is concerned, do whatever the hell they want. And also, in what universe is the Flash the leader of the Hall of Justice League? And what about Aquaman and all the rest of them that are already established in this world? Where the hell are they? Are they not invited to the Hall of Justice? Because, I mean, they don't have a chair. So stupid. Like, I just cannot. Oh. I digress. Also, why is it okay to make shows in the Batman universe but not use Batman? Good question. Especially since they have the Flash and they have the Flash in DCEU. They have Superman in DCEU and they have Superman on CW. I have no effing clue. Maybe there's a rights issue. I don't know. I've never figured that out. The live action Powerpuff Girls series needs to rewrite the whole plot. Yep. What about Ion and Dino Fury? I love him and he'd be sick with his fight scenes. Yeah, I need to do some more Power Ranger reviews. They had their chance to formally include Ryan in the present day and they missed it. They like I said, they need to fix Ryan's character. She needs to stop being Kate. She needs to have her own damn life. She has all of Kate's hand-me-downs, and she's about to have her bitch, which I told you Sophie with her was going to be endgame. Because why not? Because, as a woman who is queer, it makes me really mad that they think your gayness is so fluid that you can just jump from one Batwoman to another. Like, I'm obviously going to be attracted to you. The problem that I have with this, guys, is not only is this another demonstration of a black Kate Kane instead of making a whole ass new character that is Ryan Wilder, it also shows that Sophie and Ryan have a history where Sophie arrested Ryan, and Ryan and Sophie didn't like each other. And then all of a sudden they have these gaga romantic feelings toward each other. They've had years to develop this shit. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. None. But then you have Kate come and they have closure, and now that leaves the door open for Ryan and Sophie to get it. No, that's not how that works. That is not how that effing works. No. Stupid. Oh, Lord have mercy. But, according to the CW, I guess when you are LGBTQ plus, you just go with everybody. You sleep with everybody. You want everybody. I mean, hell, Sarah slept with Alex and how many other people? Yeah, it's just dumb. It's dumb. And now we get to see the after effects of Armageddon, which I don't understand because I don't even understand what the hell they did with the timeline. It doesn't make any sense. But my biggest concern, guys, 100 trillion%, is not even about anybody in the Flash. It's about Nora and Ray. Because I love Nora and Ray. I know they're married in real life. I love Nora and Ray's evolution and their marriage and their relationship. And they even had Ray in the earliest episodes of this of the crossover talking about how Nora was going off helping kids because she has to. She's pretty much a genie in the bottle or a tooth fairy, whatever you want to call her. But it makes it feel like it really makes me feel like they took their marriage and now they just took a huge shit on it. And so it also makes me wonder if they're in a new timeline, are they in Central City where they are now no longer part of Prime Earth? By him changing the timeline, did he essentially create a different Earth? Can he do that? He can make another timeline, but can he create a different Earth? Because I'm very confused on how this is working. Because quite frankly, it doesn't make any sense. Because if Mia is there, then it has to be Prime Earth. But then you have Nora coming from the reverse Flashpoint's timeline when we already have an established Nora who's married to Ray. So then we have two Noras sharing the same space. But when we saw this in Batwoman's universe, the two Beths couldn't actually coexist because they were dying. So then how can this Nora be in their Earth without the other Nora effing dying? Somebody please help me because I don't fucking understand what the hell they're doing. Maybe I'm slow. Please explain to me what they're doing. How the hell is Nora there if she's supposed to be married to Ray? How are there two Noras sharing the same space? The only thing I can think of is they're on a whole other Earth now, which I didn't think the Flash had the ability to do, especially in the Arrowverse. So I'm confused. So bad crossover, confusing crossover, their explanation of timelines, all of it suck. The plot was not even whelming to be underwhelming. The cameos were sad. And Joe's anger is confusing. Question mark. Outside of that, it's just another typical fucking stupid Flash episode. That's literally all 5 episodes were one stupid ass Flash episode. Yeah, that's where I am. And again, I fully expect to lose subscribers because every time I do Arrowverse reviews is when I actually get hit pretty hard with sub loss. And as much as I want my channel to grow, I can't lie. So, I mean, if I'm going to lose subscribers, that obviously means I don't need you on my channel. So it's fine. If you love this, I'm sorry. You're in another category. You might want to find another channel that supports your love because you're not going to find it here. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to kiss anyone's ass for subs. I'm sorry. I just did not like this. It is stupid. So it is what it is. Now I could follow other people like Blurred and a bunch of other people just stop watching these shows altogether because that's what they essentially did. They just stopped. They abandoned the Arrowverse, especially after Crisis. They were just out. I've been hanging in there because I still think potentially Superman and Lois, Stargirl, hopefully Naomi, and Legends are still worthwhile. I don't know how long I'll be able to say that because, I mean, as the seasons go and the money gets slower, they could suffer too. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. I can't. I cannot. I can't. So there you go. That is my rant. I'm sorry I have to rant so much about the Arrowverse, but again, I wouldn't do it if it wasn't stupid. That's literally how I feel about it. Not my fault. Yeah, if they don't want me to rant about it, they're right better. There we go. That's how I feel. All right. One more question, and then we're almost to an hour. In terms of making a real life couple work and be natural with it while playing in their roles, the actors of Jim Gordon and Leslie Thomas from Gotham did it best. I agree. I agree with that. I'm trying to think if there's another example in the Arrowverse of a real life couple that were natural and made it work. Sadly, there's not. I mean, even though I love Jefferson, I really started out really loving Lynn. They literally made them have a Maury Povich, Jerry Springer type relationship. They talked so much crap to each other. It wasn't even funny. I guess realistically, if you were in a marriage that made you unhappy, then that was pretty natural and was, two people that should be divorced. That was natural. But actual healthy relationship, I haven't found one yet. I really haven't. Not on the CW. I mean, not even on some other shows. It's pretty sad. But I guess it is what it is. I love Maria's rants. You have watched the classic 2 movie Rush Hour. Rush Hour 2? I have seen Rush Hour 2. I actually didn't mind Rush Hour 2. 3 was really annoying, but 1 and 2 were pretty okay. I'm just trying to suggest a good movie franchise to watch, but then I would stop laughing at your rants. Laugh away. Feel free. I'm glad I can make somebody laugh because these rants need to be said. It's just what it is. And again, for people who love this, please go find another review to watch and praise it. You can even tell them you hate me. It's fine. I don't care. It's not going to ruin my day. I just can't. I just cannot make myself lie and pretend to like bullshit. So I mean, it's just what it is. I will be seeing Spider-Man on Friday, so hopefully I'll be able to do my review either. I'm thinking about doing a spoiler review on Saturday, but I want people to be able to see it, so I don't know. So let me know, guys, if you think I should do a non-spoiler or a spoiler review for Spider-Man. But we are going to see it at the drive-in at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time on Friday. So excited because guys, if you know anything about me, I love Lady Shiva, and that the first comic series I was ever into, and I've said this all the time, has been Spider-Man. Spider-Man is the reason that I read comics and that I got in the comics in the first place. So I love Spider-Man. So I'm here for it. I'm here for their version of Spider-Verse and see how it connects to Doctor Strange 2 and everything else in the MCU. Yeah, I am excited for that. So Angry Grandma, more than likely, unless something really stupid happens, will not probably make an appearance in Spider-Man because I really love it. But I will not cut it slack if something dumb happens. I'm going to be real with you. I'm like, what the hell is this? So there's that. All right. So we are almost to an hour. It is dinner time. It is spend time with River Park time. And eventually nap time. We have been going strong since like 9 o'clock this morning, and I'm exhausted. So, and whenever you have to go to the doctor, guys, and they tell you, you're going to be in and out, that is a lie. Lies, hours. So just put it out there. All right, guys, I will see you guys in my next review tomorrow. Again, it will probably be, I'm going to try and set it up for 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, but it will definitely be tomorrow afternoon. We're going to talk about episodes 4 and episodes 5 of Hawkeye because so much happened in Hawkeye and we need to talk about it. So, and I know that I guess it's already been spoiled by a lot of people that have done reviews, but who cares? Come hang out with me anyway. Also, we will definitely be having our Yashahime review on Saturday. I did do a collab with Victoria as well, and me and Joe are trying to match up our schedules with groups so we can do another Trash Comics. We're just trying to get our schedules in line, so there is that. So bear with us. We're trying. I mean, Christmas season. I know next weekend people are going to be doing nothing. Probably the end of this week, they're going to be stopping doing nothing because, everyone's trying to get home or trying to spend time with family. And we are still in the middle of COVID, even though people don't believe it. So be safe out there, guys. If I don't see or talk to you, in the stream or see comments or posts from you on the videos, then have a very good holiday. And if it is day for you, have a good day. If it is evening for you, have a good evening. Overall, thanks for joining me, and I will see you guys in my next videos and my next streams, which hopefully you will be involved in tomorrow for Hawkeye. Bye, guys.